Hey friends, welcome to a special episode of the Sunday Knitting Society. Today I am going to go through all of the knits that not all the knits, mostly all of the sweaters, almost all the sweaters, and some of the extras that I made in 2023. So it's going to be a different format video than normal. I have my laptop over here so I can keep track of everything because I honestly couldn't even remember what this sweater was. Also, it's really cold outside today. There's a -10 wind chill, so my dogs are inside and we'll probably, I don't think you can see. There they are. They're being cute. But they'll probably whine because that's what they do. So, apologize. One of them is very vocal. Hopefully they don't try to run to the window and knock over the tripod. I just stop. So this may be a slightly chaotic episode today, but yeah, I thought it'd be fun just to kind of go through and look at what I've made the last year and kind of, I don't know, reflect on that. Let's say that. I don't know if that's going to necessarily inform my making this year, but it could. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sweaters that I made that I still have. I also made 2 for my parents, which I won't be showing. I guess I could put a picture of them in here. Look how cute they are. These are their Christmas sweaters. I spent a lot of time on my dad's. My mom's was a t-shirt, so it went pretty quick. My dad's, I had to re-knit the sleeves 3 times, but it fits him well. So, and hopefully he's getting some use out of it today when it's really, really cold. But I'm going to put, so normally I have pretty minimal show notes just because I don't enjoy that facet of podcasting. But today I think I'm going to list the sweaters and then the yarn that I used for them. So I've also got my coffee. And let's get going. So this first one, this is my first sweater of 2023. This is a Lento. I knit this entirely out of Suri alpaca. I believe these colorways were all from Frankie Grey Fibres, and this one was Odang from the Farmer's Daughter Fibres. I made this on a whim. I wasn't sure I was gonna like double-stranded Suri by itself, and this is actually one of my favorite sweaters. So it hits just a little shorter than I normally like it, but I actually love this length. I normally measure from the collar to the bottom of the hem, and I like anywhere from like 22 to 23, 21 to 23. I think this one's maybe on the 21, but it's long enough, so I like it. I also did 3/4 length sleeves with no shaping. I don't think. Did I do shaping? Oh, I did. I did very little shaping of the sleeves, so it's very loose. I don't find this itchy at all. I can wear this next to skin. It actually, I was also worried about it being like see-through, but it's a little maybe, but the fuzz fills in, and so it ends up being pretty much a solid garment. So I love this one. I wear it a lot. It's great over dresses because it is slightly cropped on me. Slightly. I don't love cropped things. But yeah, I love this one. This one was a winner for me. So definitely would knit only Suri sweaters in the future. It also kind of showed me a little bit more that I prefer Suri over mohair, because mohair I do find itchy. This, 0 itch. So all right. Ugh. I put on lotion before this, you know, because it's dry and it's gross, and everything is sticking to it. So that was the first one. The second one I made was a test knit. Gosh, I should have gotten my own hair off of these first. So this was one I did for Caidree, and this is the Suri shirt. This one it's kind of it's like a drop shoulder, but in a t-shirt form. So you don't really do sleeves. You just kind of pick up and do ribbing. It's a pretty boxy fit. I'll see if I can get back far enough. There you go. Pretty boxy fit, loose, very comfy. Actually, now that I'm wearing it, I'm like, why am I not wearing this more? I know why I'm not wearing it more. Because I knit this out of linen quill from Purl Soho, and when it is layered, like I have a tank top on underneath this, which covers most of the contact points with my skin, and therefore it's not itchy. I find linen quill next to skin to be itchy. I think I don't know if it's the wool they use in it or if it's the linen, but it's so annoying because it's so soft to the touch, and I love the hand feel of it. But I have another sweater knit in this, and these two, I never wear them. And I think it's because this is a summer garment for me, or spring garment, and I don't want to be wearing 2 layers when I'm like in the summer. That's just gross here. So you want to be wearing 1 layer, and if your 1 layer is itchy, it's kind of annoying. So I think I probably would like this better if it had full sleeves and I could wear it like a full sweater. I would probably enjoy that, but it is fingering weight, and so that is kind of another downside, is that you have to knit an entire sweater out of fingering weight. So this one also has a really long rib at the bottom, which I'm proud of myself for doing because I'm not a big rib person. I think this even, if I remember right, I don't know if you have, yeah, I think you seam. Do you seam the shoulders? It's been a while since I did this. Yeah, I don't remember. I think you do have to seam the shoulders, but if that's the case, that is really good seaming for me. So I bet you don't. I bet you pick up. But yeah, I love the fit of this. I think it fits. It's very flattering. I think if in hindsight, if I'd used a different yarn, I'd probably be wearing this a lot more, which actually, I was wondering what to do with this. This is knitting for all of Cotton Merino, and I love the color. I might make another one of these this summer. Huh, plans. Okay. Before I skip to the next, I'm gonna show an accessory that I made, so I finished anyway. So this is the half and half, Purl Soho's half and half triangles wrap. I knit this out of Sonder yarn. I think it was Muse. It was the one that has a little bit, yeah, I think it's Muse. Has a little bit of linen in it. And this is Cathedral. I don't remember what this one is, but it's really, really bright. You can't miss it. It is supposed to be used as like this. I've literally never once worn it like that. This is my couch blanket. I also, just to be fun and different, when you go back and forth, I added a pink stripe in there from some minis that I had. This is a perfect lap blanket for me. So this is like permanently on the back of my couch. This is what I use as a blanket. So, and it has a really satisfying like weight to it. It's soft and it's squishy. Highly recommend. Okay. So, all right, next one. Oh, hair's gonna get all messed up in this video. I'm gonna have so much folding to do at the end of this video. So this is probably one of my favorite sweaters that I finished this year. Actually, it might be my favorite. It is. It's my favorite of the whole year. I have worn this one several times. It is very warm, but not like oppressively warm. This is my Louvre sweater, also knit in Sonder yarn. This is in the Sunday morning 4-ply DK. Sunday morning DK. I have it here. Yeah, it is, because it's Bettina and she does a lot of DK. It is, yeah, DK. It's the ecru base, and it was Over Easy is the colorway. I find this yarn to be so cozy. I love wearing it. It's like, it's a little toothy, but not itchy. I don't find this itchy at all. I was a little dubious of the mock neck, almost turtleneck, because I don't like things touching my neck, but this, I intentionally knit it loose, and so it really doesn't like strangle me, which is good. So it's just a top-down raglan. Get back far enough. So hits about the length I like it to hit. The sleeves, now that I'm wearing it, the sleeves are a little short. They're probably a little shorter than bracelet length. I like that though, because at work, like if I wear this at work, I'm pushing it up. So I appreciate that it's a little on the short side, but this is just such a cheerful color. It makes, like, I was calling this my Goldie Hawn sweater because I'm a huge fan of Foul Play, the movie. If you've never seen it, you should. But I swear in that movie, I don't know if she put this in her contract or something, but every shot you see her in, there's some of this yellow in it, or some yellow. And it just makes her look so cheerful. And that's how I feel when I wear this. I just feel like you can't be grumpy wearing this sweater. So it's a good like serotonin boost when I wear it. So this probably was my favorite sweater. And I think what this has taught me is that I like color. So for the first like year to 2 years that I was working, I almost exclusively wore black, gray, or navy. And I remember because in 2020, I got to go to India for a friend's wedding, and I was asking her like, what should I wear? And she told me like, just wear a dress, like dress warmly, because it was winter, but she's like, dress with lots of color. And so I didn't have any color in my wardrobe, like none. I had to go buy clothes to be able to wear to her wedding because all I had were neutrals. The other day I was at work and I was like, I swear I look like Miss Frizzle because I am wearing so much color and like mixing patterns, and it's just funny how your tastes change over time. But I have definitely embraced more color, and I think I'm doing that going into this year. It's just I've already started, like my first sweater is going to be one of my most colorful sweaters ever. So yeah, so don't be afraid of color. Color's good. Too much beige is boring. Ironically, my next one is a neutral. Also ironically, I never wear it ever. Oh my gosh, yeah, I need to take a picture at the end of this of just this stack of sweaters. Okay, so this is my coloring book tee. I knit this out of, oh shoot, what did I knit? Okay, let's look. I got my thing. It was silk. Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. There you go. I never wear this ever. It is very comfortable. So it's not, and it's a good pattern. This pattern's great. The reason covered in yellow fuzz. The reason I never wear this one is because it is see-through. Like, fully see-through. It's very comfy. I have no arguments. Oh, sorry, dog. Again, standard length for me. This is the length I like. But yeah, unless I wear like a black t-shirt under this, you can see all the outlines. It also attracts an enormous amount of fuzz. This thing is covered in fuzz and like dog hair and my hair and whatnot. I don't like the gauge that this was knit at. I think I love this yarn. It is it like washed up so nice. And it's very drapey. It's incredibly light. I would absolutely use this yarn again. And I love this pattern. I have no hate on this pattern whatsoever. But I wouldn't knit at this gauge again. Like, You can see me through it. That is too see-through for me. I could rip this out and recycle the yarn, and I might do that. I'm watching a neighbor. Okay, good. We got traction. That's good. Sorry. There's snow on the ground right now. I should have explained that. We got snow yesterday, and it's supposed to be below freezing. But what I'm worried about is when I have to go to work tomorrow and everything has melted and repacked. Damn. That truck managed to, he did a 3-point turn, not too bad. Tangent, wow, okay. So yeah, I might recycle this yarn and use it for something else, but I would definitely knit at a tighter gauge. But this is my only black garment, and I do like it. I think it looks good on me. I would just like it to not be see-through. So there's that. Okay. So what's next? All right, we got a whole bunch of t-shirts coming up because that is primarily what I did this summer. So here's another one that is joyful, and I love it. It has a great pattern. I never wear it because of the yarn. So this is my Vibes tee, which is a pattern I test knit for Tif Neilan. And I made it out of linen quill. All right, sorry about that. My neighbor decided to make noise, which he's perfectly entitled to do. And my dogs lost their mind. Joy. Okay, so, I forgot what I was saying about this. So this is the Vibes tee from Tif Neilan. It's a really good pattern. I love it. I love that it can be scrappy. You could omit the stripes if you wanted to just do a plain tee because it's got this pretty little eyelet row in there. So you definitely got some interest. And then you do a little purl bump once you get down to where you don't want people to see. Oh my gosh, it's so itchy. I really, linen quill is great for blankets. I think it would be great for garments where you have a full layer underneath. I cannot wear it as a garment, like a t-shirt. I just can't, which is so sad because I love this t-shirt. It's so cheerful. It's very springy. I think I did have to buy yarn for this one, which is slightly annoying because I have so much linen quill. But I was going for a specific color palette, and so I had to. But this one is also a little short. I think I was like ready to be done with it. So like my tank top comes out the bottom, and I don't like tucking in shirts, so that just happens. But otherwise, love the fit of it. Again, no hate on this pattern. This is a great pattern. I just wish I'd used different yarn for it. But yeah, so that's my Vibes tee. Okay. What we're learning is that of the t-shirts, I knit them quickly. I don't wear them. I really don't wear them. Because the next one is another one that I never wear. Now, I've only had these, like I finished most of these late in the summer, and so that could have been part of it, is that it's just too dang warm here. So this is a Tolsta tee. I think this is my first Tolsta tee, and I knit this out of cotton yarn I got at Michael's. So I think this whole thing cost me like 20 bucks or less, which is great. Oh man, it's so soft. So there are some really good things about this yarn and this sweater or t-shirt. There are some things that are just make it unwearable. So it is a very heavyweight cotton. So it's cotton and nylon, I believe, is this blend, and it is at least a worsted weight. It's a heavy DK to a light worsted, and it's just a heavy yarn. So this isn't really, I didn't wear this at all in the summer because it's too hot to wear in the summer. It's very soft. It would be actually probably a great spring top when you just need a little extra warmth but you don't want to be sweating. This would actually be good for that. maybe a little shorter than I want it, but it's a t-shirt and it's very loose and boxy. This one has quite a bit of ease because I forgot that cotton stretches. This one is machine washable, so there's that. I did actually knit a sweater for my niece in in like a pink from the same type of yarn. I think it's not her favorite because it's a light pink, and the other one I knit her is like neon, and so that's the one she wears. But it's a good one. It's too heavy for me to wear in the summer. So that, I would say that's one thing if you are looking at more budget friendly yarns. Just be aware that a lot of times, like the cotton that I found at Michael's was all kind of this weight. And so that may be just a little, like if you live in a cooler climate, it may be perfect for you. If you're somebody who always runs cold, may be perfect for you. But if you live somewhere as hot as where I live, this may not be an ideal summer garment. Just sorry about that. Took a break to let my dogs outside and get out some energy and had some brownies. Because it never fails. If I make a batch of brownies, I end up eating them for breakfast. It's terrible. I've been doing it since college. Anyway, I think what I was saying before that was that just be careful if you live in a warmer climate. If you knit with heavyweight cotton, it might be too warm to wear it. So there's that. Okay, we are getting into the ones that I actually wear. So, and I'm doing all this chronologically too. So the good news is I learned what I liked and what I didn't like as the year progressed. I'm also folding things now because I don't want to end up with 9 million things to fold at the end of today. All right, so this is one of my favorite. I don't know if I can say it's my favorite t-shirt, but it's one of them. This is my Misurina, which is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, and I love it. So I love so many things about this sweater. I love my yarn choice. So I used a yarn that is sadly no longer being made, or at least no longer being dyed. It's from Earl Grey Fibres. This was a sport weight, I think. And it's just, I think it was just super fine merino, but it hasn't pilled, and it's super like thick and comfy and cozy. I used Spincycle Dyed in the wool in Vellicore for my little tulip flower thingies, which I love. It has a cable, so you're doing lace color work, stranded color work cables increases. So this isn't involved yoke, but it's just the yoke. And then I chose to do, I think I did the little purl blips. I think there's an option to do eyelets, but I just did the purl because I didn't really want a mesh sweater. I love the length of the sleeves. I don't know if this is what they were supposed to be, but that's what they ended up being on me. It's like a 1/8 instead of a 1/4. I also really love, I talked about this on the podcast, I love this hem. Oh, I hope y'all can see that. Oh, get my face out of the way. I don't know if you can. So you do ribbing, and then you switch to stockinette and you bind off in stockinette, and it creates this little like rolled hem that stops at a certain point, and it is a fidget for me. Like, I have a little bit of ADHD, but I sit there and just play with that hem and it's sensory and I love it. When I made my mom's sweater, I did the same. My mom has more ADHD than I do, and I don't know if you rank them on a scale. Just a second. No, do not bark. I heard a sound. She did too. But anyway, so I put that same hem on my mom's, and she loves it. But I also just love that it gives it a little, it's not a typical hem, so I like that. I actually took our family photos. We took them outside at a park with like beautiful autumnal leaves, and this is what I wore, and it looked great. It is a little, like, it doesn't have as much ease as I normally make. And it is a little short, so that I kind of have to tuck my undershirt up in it, but I can actually wear this next to skin. I don't need an undershirt. And I love it. I really love this top. It's one of my favorites from the year. So that's the Misurina. Oh, before I switch, I'm going to show you an accessory that doesn't match, but it matches better with this one than the next. So this is my Musselburgh, my one and only. And I made it neon pink and slightly less neon pink. So it is, excuse me, it's a little snug, but not bad. It's actually pretty good. I'm very picky about my hats, like what I like and what I don't. So I actually like this one. And I like that I can be crazy and a little less crazy depending on my outfit or my mood. So it's a good one. That one took forever. It's just a lot of fingering weight stockinette. Okay, moving on. So the next t-shirt, so I've got 2 more t-shirts and a vest or a tank top, and then a sweater. So let's fold this because we're not animals here. Well, some of us are. So this is my next Tolsta. Or yeah, I made 3 Tolstas. This one is knit out of Widgeon by Purl Soho, and I love Widgeon. I wish they would make it more colors. I see this as red, but apparently a lot of people see this as orange, which is I find interesting. And it is coming up very red. It is a little brighter. Sorry, a little brighter in real life, maybe a little more corally. But this was carmine orange. But again, I see red. And then I forget what the cream was. It wasn't the white. There's like a white and a cream. This was the cream. I love this sweater. This is one of my favorites. I find this yarn incredibly soft, and it's like the perfect weight for this sweater, for this t-shirt, I think. It is a little bit cropped, but not bad. I think when I was making all these t-shirts, I was thinking, oh, I'll just wear them over dresses. I wasn't thinking I'll wear them with jeans. Now granted, yeah, this one probably would be a little short for me to wear just with jeans. I don't know. There's a chance there could be some midriff, and I don't go for that personally. If you do, great. But so yeah, I think every time I wore this, it was just with jeans. So maybe it isn't too short. Maybe I just need to pull my jeans up higher. I need some high-waisted jeans. Anyway, love this shirt. I actually had been stalking Purl Soho's website because when I first started knitting on this, I loved it so much. I was like, I need to get another sweaters quantity in this yarn. I didn't love their other colors. They just didn't do it for me. So maybe they'll come out with more colors in the future, and I'd probably do a solid Tolsta. Like if they had a black, I could do a solid Tolsta and a black. This would be perfect for that. But I should look at their yarn again and see. Anyway, okay. So that is Tolsta number 2. Okay, and then the next one, I love. I mean, I like a lot of these, so. So this is my Tesselated vest by Andrea Mowrey. This was her Rhinebeck sweater this year. And I did not go to, or was it last year? No, it was this year. I did not go to Rhinebeck, but I did wear this to Flock. And I love this. I love it so much. Now when I've worn this, I've worn it, I'm trying to think, either over a dress or with a button down. I've worn it once. I wore it in Italy with a button down, like a white button down underneath it. It looked great. So this was knit in Moonspun. So it was a collaboration between Spincycle and Moondrake, and this was the lichen colorway. The light green fluff is Fuwa. I don't remember the colorway. And then my color changing was Spincycle Ghost Ranch. Now this is very cropped, so you can like see, like that's my belly button. So it's like it falls at my belly button. So this is not something I would wear on its own, but I never intended to. This is starting to annoy me. So I don't know how to fix that other than like coming in and just tacking it down or something, like sewing it in. I've never done that before, but that is starting to bother me. And I'd heard from a few people that the armholes did gape, so I actually cast on fewer stitches for the armholes, but I'm ignoring it for now, but it is something that kind of annoys me. I've worn this a ton. I think I will probably knit more vests in 2024, like instead of t-shirts, more vests or tank tops, just because I think these are, especially if you knit them in a yarn that's like next to skin soft, I think these are perfect because you can wear them with shorts, you can wear them with a dress, you can wear them with a skirt. Your arms don't get too hot. I know there are people out there that like, as long as their core is warm, they're fine, or if their core is overheated, they're too hot. It's my arms for me. So if my arms are cool, I'm good. If my arms are hot, I'm overheated. If my arms are cold, I'm too cold. But so yeah, I actually love this pattern. I will say, I mean, you're knitting, it's mosaic, but it's 3-stranded. And so when you start going back and forth in here, it is a bit chaotic. But I just kept rotating my balls of yarn and it worked out okay. So it didn't bother me, but it's a hot mess on the inside. Okay, 2 more, y'all. Well, actually, where did I do that one? Oh, okay. I'll show it after this next one. So this is my 3rd Tolsta, and I knit this in Moondrake in the Moonspun. I bought this at Flock, and I was kind of joking that this is kind of my cotton candy, or not cotton candy, candy corn sweater because of this section. But I had 5 skeins of this, and I really wanted to make something with it. And this was actually my knitting project in Italy. I actually finished this at Passo Acqua, which is the amazing resort I stayed at in Lake Como. And I actually got to wear this one day in Lake Como, which was awesome. This one, I think I got a little, I want to say this is the one that I was like, I would have, what did I do? I'm trying to remember now. So I think I cast on here, but I was trying to be a little cautious. Obviously I cast on here. I was trying to be a little cautious with yarn management because I knew that my 2nd and my 3rd colors were probably going to be the ones I used the most of. And so I didn't want to knit the whole skein and then not be able to knit as deep of a stripe with the 2nd and 3rd colors. So I think I did 38 rows, and then I did the same for each one. This one got a little dicey. I want to say even on the sleeve, I might have had to skimp a row, but I would have liked to finish the sleeve in the same color, but I couldn't. I didn't have enough yarn. I also did a contrasting cast on. I did not do that for the bind off because I did not feel like it. I was ready to be done. So let's see, tuck the undershirt up. So this was also a little bit more fitted than my earlier garments this year, and I like that. I think I like a little bit less positive ease, but this is incredible. I find this yarn to be so comfortable. I have multiple garments in the same base because my Alpenglow is in the same base. So this is essentially Spincycle's base. They're dyed in the wool base, but it's just dyed by Moondrake. And I absolutely love this base. It's probably my ride or die favorite, and I will keep buying it forever. But yeah, so I love this one. I haven't gotten as much wear out of it because I just finished it like October. And then it got cold. But I should probably try to wear this with a button down, or like even just with a long sleeve t-shirt underneath. Yeah, I really like it. So, oh yeah, I was gonna show. Okay, so the last accessory I'm gonna show is my Sophie. Is it the shawl? It's the shawl. Sophie shawl. I love this. I've actually worn this a few times when it's gotten cold. It is just squishy, and for me it's very wearable. You can I was joking on the podcast, I'm not the person to go to for how to wear your scarves. I wear them practically. They don't always look good. But yeah, I love this one. I love the shape on this. It's fun. I like the fact that you only have a point right there. That if you have, like, you can modify this to the, like, how to be as big as you want it to be. So if you know how much yarn you have, you knit halfway, then you start decreasing. And so you end up with, you get to use up all your yarn. This yarn is no longer being made. Boo-hoo. This is Purl Soho worsted twist in the Stillwater blue color. I still have a little bit of this yarn left, and I love it so much. I'm sad that they are no longer making this yarn because it's delightful. Okay, we're not barking for the next second, but I was going to show you Lolly's trick. You ready? Woohoo! I don't know if that's really a trick or just a dog catching a ball, but she really, really likes playing with her ball. That ball I'm pretty sure we stole from a toddler. Had some new neighbors, and they had a grandson who would come play with a little basketball set. Sorry, I'm watching somebody else try to navigate the road. Tomorrow's gonna suck. Anyway, they're like 2 houses down from me, and I think the ball ended up in the intervening neighbor's backyard, and I think he thought it was my dog's and threw it over our fence. And they love it. And it didn't click until my dogs had already been slobbering all over it for like a month where it came from. So it's ours now. But it's okay. I think their grandson has grown out of that phase. So my dogs have terrible manners. Alrighty. Okay. One more sweater, and then we're done. This is my newest one. I finished this right at the end of the year, right before Christmas. This is my Lagome sweater by Samantha Guerin. I tested this, and I love it. It is so, so nice. So this is a saddle shoulder, drop shoulder. Don't ask me how I constructed it. I don't remember anymore. I've already forgotten. It has a little bit of a mock neck. You do an alternating cable cast on, so it looks like it's tubular, but it's not. It's got this lovely loose cable down the front that's incredibly easy to memorize. It has very wide, I chose to do the sleeves with no decreases. And I triple stranded yarn from my stash. It's all knitting for Olive. I used their soft silk mohair and then 2 strands of compatible cashmere in the color powder. And it is a cloud. Now, this is mohair. There's not a chance I'm going to be able to wear this when it gets warm, especially because it hits my neck. Right now, very cold, I can wear this, no problem. But this, it's also really warm. Sorry, I don't know why I keep wanting to hiccup and burp. It's also incredibly warm. I did knit this a little bit longer because I knew it was going to be oversized, and I wanted it to be just cozy. I also love the name, the meaning of this name. So Lagome, I think it's Swedish and Norwegian. but it means like enough, like being content with what you have. And so I like that, especially around the holidays. I think that's just a good thing to remember. But that's not it. So like I said, I knit 2 sweaters for my parents. I don't have those anymore. I also knit a ton of baby bear hats for 4 of my, I knit 4. I had 4 friends that had babies this year. And so they all 4 got them. I've gotten pictures of a couple of them wearing their hats. But I'm not going to put pictures of other people's kids on here. I also knit a sweater for a friend's baby. And what else? I knit socks and a hat for a good friend of mine who lives in Utah now. And I knit socks for my pastor because he was hating on knitting. He has not made any more bad comments about, he wasn't really hating on knitting. I think he was referencing the granny stereotype of knitting, and I corrected him on that. So he has not made any more comments like that, which is good. But yeah, I think that's, and then yeah, I had a couple other things that I'm giving away that just really, I didn't love them. I wanted to like them, but I really didn't. And so yeah, and then I knit myself several pairs of socks. So those socks were some that I knit. I do vanilla socks, so they're pretty boring. But I think my goal for 2024, one of my goals that I don't think I'm going to be able to do, I just think it's a good goal to have, but I just don't think I'm going to do it. So, or I don't think I'll be able to, is that I would like to knit without deadlines. Like, and I tend to put deadlines on myself. Now when you're doing a test knit, there's a deadline you have to meet. But when you're just knitting for yourself, especially when it's not for gift knitting or holidays or anything like that, there's no deadline. There's no deadline. But I give myself deadlines. So if I'm knitting sleeves, I want to be done with the sleeves by this date. And that's ridiculous. There shouldn't be a time frame for knitting, because what it ends up doing is I end up building a list, like a to-do list of knits, and it becomes hard for me to spend time on things that I know are going to take a while. So one of my goals this year is to knit 12 pairs of socks. And I have a sock that is like a quarter finished, and I haven't worked on it because I set a ridiculous time frame for finishing a sweater. There's no time frame. I don't have to finish the sweater by a certain time, but I've gotten it in my mind that I have to finish it by a certain time, and so I'm not spending any time working on the sock. So I would like to be better at that this year. We'll see. I also just think you work on what gives you joy. And so, or what doesn't give you joy and you just want to finish it. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's one of my goals this year, is to spend more time, working on the things I like, but also like not giving myself deadlines, and just, I have a lot of knitted items now. I have options. And so it's not like I am going to be cold if I don't finish this sweater. Obviously I have sweaters. I also just, I want to get away from the like volume knitting. So like, I know Ravelry has like a goal you can set, or a challenge you can do every year of knit X amount of items every year, and you hit your challenge. I want to get away from that and just knit because I'm enjoying it. And potentially knit at a slower pace. Probably not. People would stop writing amazing patterns. Maybe I could actually get through some stuff. But no, I think that's the fun of it. It's just getting to do new things and try new techniques and new yarn and new color combinations, and just continuing to make a very individualized wardrobe. I think that's super fun. And I will keep doing that next year. And we'll just see. The first sweater of 2024 is going to be amazing. I'm so excited about it. that's like all I want to work on right now. And so that's the one I'm like, I have this sleeve will be done by this date. But I'm enjoying it, and so it's not really a chore. But anyway, so that's me in 2023. I will do this again probably at the end of 2024, just to kind of recap and take stock of what I did the previous year. But I hope you guys have a great 2024 and get to do lots of making of things that bring you joy, and fill your cup. See ya.